Welcome to DT Madness, Chronicles from the Third Life, episode 113, December 2nd, 2024. So glad you could make it. At the beginning of it, Jerry belts out all the years combined. They melt into a dream. If I had to rank Grateful Dead songs, which I thought about taking that task on, Stella Blue it'd be up there. It'd be up there. Easy to say. I think I could say it'd be the top 10 and maybe even higher. But certainly, man, all the years combined, they melt into a dream. Time is a real thing, I guess. But as I mentioned last episode, I'm less and less convinced that it's linear. Um, I've been wrestling with some things this week. I knew that I was, I don't know, tired or definitely feeling burned out at school, and a little bit of things like that, maybe some worries back. But I was talking to my guy at school the other day, my boss and good friend from all the years, and we were talking about going to see like Acoustic Syndicate and or it's now the McMurray Brothers. We were talking about what shows are you gonna go see, and we were talking about football, and like I was having a good time and I was laughing. I don't know. And like right in the middle, he asked me why I was so melancholy. And I was like, well, actually, I'm a little bit more chipper now than I find myself usually. And it struck me though that the melancholia had taken hold. Maybe it's the seasonal thing, or maybe it's a lot of different things, I suspect. It really hit me even more when I was watching, man, the Soul Shine, the benefit concert for Florida and North Carolina that Dave Matthews put on up at Madison Square Garden, where he had all the different guests come out, and I was watching the "Lie in Our Graves," where Trey from Fish, Trey comes out and plays the solo, and then they work into like a Wonderful Tonight cover, and as they were kind of playing off of each other and looking at each other, I mean, these are two of my musical heroes, and maybe more than that, like I just found myself smiling, like with that a smile of pure joy that, um, and I hadn't felt that, I hadn't recognized myself with that feeling. And music does that for me. It does, and Fish does that for me. And I've I've pretty much like I haven't. I'm not 0%, but like I've pretty much ruled out going to Madison Square Garden because, man, the 2 days I would go, the 28th and 29th would be it's a Saturday and a Sunday. And so the tickets are just in high demand. And I don't know, like I've done the financials for the year, and like I'm feeling good about our position, and I could do it for sure, and it wouldn't be that much of a stretch. And even with like college on the horizon, and you know, Isaac's car and all that kind of stuff. And you hear me rationalizing. I'm rationalizing. But so far, the tickets are just a little bit too steep for me. But I digress. Really, like it's just that feeling of being of melancholy, man, of not really finding any joy in things. And then I was, oh man, I just had that smile, like that big, huge smile that music brings to my face that I can't even control, and it just fills my whole body, man, my whole world. And Wendell Berry says, "Be joyful because it is humanly possible." And so I'm working on that, and I'm trying to think about things that I am thankful for, like just kind of random things. And there's not a big list here. This is not a Thanksgiving episode. It's the day after. It's a Monday today. I usually try to get up the cast on Saturday or Sunday, but um, Sam was home yesterday, and we went and got our Christmas tree and all that kind of stuff. It was my mom's birthday, 74th birthday, and so we were doing all that kind of stuff. And so I didn't have a chance, um, but a thing that I did, I drove up to Boone to see Sam last week, when I was on break or sometime. I went up to see him at some point, maybe Tuesday after school was out. And on the way, I drove past a sawmill, and just that smell of fresh cut, freshly sawn wood. That smell in particular just always takes me to, I mean, even as I say it now, I can see my dad's shop, even the one at Campus House, which um, it isn't in a lot of my memories, but like just sawdust everywhere and music blaring, whether it's Jimmy Buffett, whether it's the Kingsmen or the Oak Ridge Boys or, Christofferson, whatever, like just making some type of thing, that he saw or that my mom kind of ordered, or that he's making for a friend, and he's not going to let them pay him, like that smell always takes me back. I smelled it the other day down at the river as well, when one of the trees that was blocking the path had been cleared away. Um, Other things I'm thankful for, like I'm thankful for different names. I don't ever get into too much detail here on the podcast, at least not now. I think maybe that's for the book that I am slowly but surely working on. But there's a name, the name Crump, and I hear that name once in a while, and I'm mixed between like that taking me back, like that triggering me to days when I was younger that I didn't that I've been holding on to for such a long time. Um, the traumatic experiences and stuff that I had experienced, but also as the person who helped me escape, and so that's a cool name. In a really random shift, like I love the smell, and I've said this. I've probably included this in some of my best smells, but I love the smell of cigarette smoke. Like and I haven't smoked a cigarette in a good amount of time. But anytime I smell it, it just reminds me of being at a show. It reminds me of being at a Widespread Panic show, or a Fish show or something like that, whatever. And I'm thankful for it. I don't, I wish it wasn't so bad for you. I wish all the cigarette companies hadn't hurt us all so bad or whatever. But when I hear the song "Who Am I" by that's on the Les Mis soundtrack, Valjean singing it. It reminds me of Sam in the back of the van just belting it out when he was 3. Like, and just how he's still blasting those tunes even today. Whenever I listen to the song "Going Down the Road Feeling Bad" or see that sticker, GD, how does it go? GDTRFB, going down the road feeling bad. It reminds me, and makes me thankful for one of my college professors at Gardner Webb, Dr. Matt Theotto. And Dr. Theotto was an English professor, unlike any of the other ones in the department, at least that I experienced. Um, he uh, he was definitely a hipster, a hippie type beat. He was a beat scholar. Loved Kerouac, and it's who introduced me to "Howl" by Allen Ginsberg. And I always remember that he said that Michelob was best served at 46 degrees Fahrenheit. But he was inspirational, like he wasn't. he wasn't bound by convention. And as a college professor teaching something 20 somethings, 19s, that was good. I always appreciate it. But he had that sticker. I walked around. I've been walking around Gardner Webb lately and thinking about the different places, like the if I'll pass by the rose garden, and the times that I've been out there, or when I pass by the um, the baseball diamond, it reminds me of Matt Walters and other players that I've known through the years. Obviously looking out at the soccer fields and thinking about TK and just walking on down. I mean, we used to call the hill the Widowmaker, but it just reminds me of a lot of people and a lot of conversation partners that I have had in the past. And I know I go on and on about loneliness on this podcast. Maybe I should call this DT loneliness instead of madness. But um, I just have been thinking about, in a way, and what I want to do is reverse it and begin to think about how grateful I am that these characters have come through my life in the past couple decades, but especially the last 10 or 15 years. I mean, Matt Walters, Ryan Etheridge, Matt Orth, Seth Stevens. I shouldn't start naming, but because I'll forget somebody. So if you're one of the five people that listen, forgive me if I didn't mention your name. But like folks like Jeff Becker, man, like Nick Lewis. Did I say him already? I still get to talk to David and Maddie Frazier. Um, and it's just a bunch of people, Andrew Woods. And I just think about these guys who have come through this neighborhood. And when I walk around it, there are places that remind me of them. Um, and I was talking to my friend Matt Orth the other day, and he said that his daughter has set up shop and has her own house now, and has begun to invite people over to their place, and they've kind of become the home base for community. And she said to him that it reminded her of fires at DT's house, and she said that she had been chasing that feeling for a long time, and I concur. Those fires were really something. Those fires were we were a home base for a very vibrant community, a little maybe too vibrant. Maybe we were a firecracker, as uh, what's the Molotov? Is that what's the Jason Isbell song? But and we had our crash and our burn and all that kind of stuff, and that was really too bad. But uh, instead of focusing on the really too bad part, like recapturing the amazing times and conversations, talking about real stuff. And so I've walled myself off in a lot of ways, but part of it is it's difficult to find people with that caliber of I don't know, like willingness and uh, pursuit, of goodness and anyway, humor, like good taste. I don't know. So cheers to all you folks out there. It's the thing about the fires though too, and even that decade of community is I was still trapped in my addictions then. Like I still was in need of uh, numbing, I guess, my nervous system. And so this, I've mentioned many times here that this New Year's will be 4 years completely sober, and I don't think that I've done that since maybe since I was 16. I mean, it's been 30 years, and so this 4 year stretch, I've really begun to think about, like, my nervous system has had to relearn how to handle things like relationships, how to handle conflict, how to handle community, how to handle these types of things. And so, one of the things that I've been doing is one of the thing I've how do I say, like, this process I've been going through is piecing piecing it all back together. Like, I've been going through my memory box and checking out pictures of my out west trips and young life trips to Frontier, and thinking about the old Gardner Webb days and like who my first roommates were, and like how all of that played out, and what high school baseball was like, and whatever, like marching to the Gardner Webb pool in the snow, and just these different memories that I'm trying to piece together from really the first life. This is chronicles of the third life, and so I've so far just kind of begun to put the pieces together, um, and that's been something. That's been some type of roller coaster, and no doubt, like, I don't know that I'm ready to put labels on that experience yet, and so maybe I'll just leave it. I'll leave it at that. But I do. It does help me remember where I am now. Remembering now. That's good. That's good. And yesterday when the kids were home, uh, it was really just really good. Sam's giggle just, it lights up the house, and he laughs and giggles at things that it doesn't matter. Like, he just laughs and giggles at Sydney and Isaac, and they were decorating the tree and getting the little ornaments out with their faces on them, and they had this contest of trying to get their face on the outside, and so we've got a top portion of the tree that is probably maybe 10 or 11 ornaments deep, um, with their pictures on it, and I think Sam's ended up on the outside. And that was really good. I mean, it was just a couple hours. Sam had to work double shifts and just came home yesterday and didn't get to spend the night, and that's okay. You know, I certainly don't want to be the parent that lays guilt on my kids for not being around or for not whatever. That's I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. And so I'm just really grateful for that few hours that we got to do together yesterday. So yeah, what do we say? That was a little tea time with Mara. That was definitely some introspection leading out of the gate here. Um, and but yeah, I like to share those things. I like to say it out loud. This is my therapy in so many ways. And for those of you who do know who I am, like, personally, I do appreciate the building block that you were or are in my life. And sorry that I didn't express that more often, and I'll work on it. Um, I'm a creamer guy now. Like, I'm a I'm a I'm a black coffee guy. Like, I like black coffee. And I mean, I did have my black coffee this morning because I'm not going to take the creamer with me to school, and that's a whole thing. And also because it definitely cools it down, and I want it to stay hot as long as possible. Things like that. But I tried this pumpkin spice creamer the other day just for the heck of it. No sugar. I don't put sugar in it. Just the creamer. And wow, it really is really good. And just, it's kind of like better. I'm not going to totally ditch the black coffee, but I have to make these confessions here. I'm a chia seeds guy now. I'm pretty good with my diet. I'm really doing a good job. Like, my overnight oats now has the what do you call them? Are they steel cut? Blueberries, Greek yogurt, almond butter. Not even doing peanut butter anymore, and chia seeds. And so yeah, there's that thing going on. I've noticed this one thing about me, where when I fill up my coffee pot, and I like to have it exactly where I like to have it, and I always put just like this one little extra. I go back to add in more water from the sink, but I'll just turn on the sink for like a fourth of a second. It really didn't make a difference, but somehow it does. Or I might pour out just like an eighth of a teaspoon, and somehow now it is exactly right. And so I don't know if anyone else is neurotic like me. I've we're wrapping up. We got 10 days of school left, and I'm trying to redo my civics curriculum. And so, really, what I'm doing is just teaching the last 10 days of what I'm going to do the first 10 days next time. So I'm trying that out. So that's kind of fun. I don't know why I told you that. The Crest Chargers got beat in the third round of the playoffs, and we went up. It was so cold. The game was it was 63-48, and they beat us 63-48. Even though we were in the lead most of the game, they scored a lot late. We had a bunch of stupid penalties, and I know that the fans like to say, "Oh, it was lopsided." I know the fans are always going to be. There's so much anger at these games, so much anger, and watching 16-year-olds play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There's so much anger in our society, I guess, in general. Um, and there's so much of a model for these kids to just show out and not like even just do their little dance. I'm not mad about that. Like, have your fun, whatever. It's football. But like talking junk to the other players and getting penalties, and there's just a bunch of different things there. Like our leaders all the way at the top exhibit that behavior. Certainly, those are the people who get noticed and paid and things like that. Um, and I do hope the coaches clean that up for next season, though. But it was awesome watching all those games and driving Sydney and her friends. Just me driving with three and sometimes four 17, almost 18-year-old girls talking about all the things that they talk about. I mean, wow. I just say it's very, very entertaining. I am sitting here currently with my glasses on. I just got them today, and the problem is that my glasses are for distance, and I'm okay with the way that they look. That's fine. And they asked me when I tried them on over at the place, were they tight enough? And I don't know. I never have worn glasses before, and so they say if I have to keep pushing them up, then come back and get them tightened. And I'm still in this phase now where it's still kind of weird, the different lenses. Although when I take them down, like when I look over the top of them, it is definitely blurry far away, but it's blurry close up, and so I don't know. Like, is it is that going to fix itself, or am I going to have to when I'm looking at my computer screen or at my phone, or if I'm reading a book, I might have to just put them on the top of my head or something. But I'm a glasses guy now, so I don't know how much is too much to be pushing them up. Things I don't know. Yesterday was the 3-year anniversary of me getting my tattoo, and it both seems like a lot longer than that, and no, it seems like a lot longer than that, I think. But anyway, 3 years, and I haven't got another one since, but I really do like it, and it still looks awesome. And it's based off of, the um, Can't Get High, a song by Bloodkin, really, but Widespread Panic. Set sail for the New World, and I burned down the mast. There's the plant sequoias from Wendell Mad Farmer is depicted, as well as Ripple. I love it. I love my tattoo, and um, I'm in the process of, I think, growing my beard out. Like, I may try to grow it out, and maybe my top hair too. But like, I'm thinking about really letting my beard go for maybe longer than I ever have. And so I don't know. But my problem is that it gets so straw like feeling, and so I need some recommendations. I need some beard conditioning recommendations. Like, do I just use the conditioner from my hair, in the same, or is there like I've used beard oil and I've used beard conditioner, but I haven't found one that like makes it. I want it to be soft. I want it to feel I want it to feel soft. So if you're a beard person or you know someone that is, then let me know. Um, I'm back reading. I picked up. I'm jumping maybe into the deep end a little bit. I can't really get through Infinite Jest. I'll try again at some point, maybe in the summer when I've got more time. But I picked up and I'm reading right now Notes from the Underground by Dostoevsky, and I don't know where that one's going to go, or if it's going anywhere. There have been some good passages. Getting ready to post one on the Insta story. Um, Let me pull my glasses up so I can see what. Oh, see, it's so much clearer when I pull it up. I got I got thus also. What is it? I know it's a. I know that's what Fish calls their song 2001. Thus spoke their Zarathustra. Say that a couple times fast. That's Nietzsche. I never read Nietzsche, not like that. So I'm going to do that. And I got Camus, Albert, I think, and it's called The Stranger, and it's on the way. And then I got a good history of like right around 1900, maybe right before. I think it's the post Civil War era, which is supposed to be a good history and very parallel to where we're going today. So anyway, just a little bit of a dump on you there at the beginning with the things that I've been wrestling with and trying to wrestle through. And then, but for real, I gotta get some beard oil to wear with my glasses, and probably I'll put one extra drop of the beard oil, just one little tiny extra drop, and it'll be the exact same thing. But I'm working through it. I'm working through the melancholy. I'm working through, you know, I'm thinking about all the years combined and how they melt into a dream. But the other thing um, that Jerry sings is dust off those rusty strings just one more time, gonna make them shine. Well, this has been a Church of Six production brought to you by the Bucket of Life, the Rope of Relationship, the Foundation Tower of Stone, the Wall of Belief, the Token of Hope, this too shall pass, the Magic Rock times one received and one given. Nothing divine is desperate, and in order to be, try to never seem. May all your circumstances serve to awaken compassion, and as you go, teach peace. Don't forget to believe, y'all, and be live. Grace and peace, my friends.